What's up? Out of your life. What's up, everybody? I'm a little disappointed. I watched UNC versus Virginia Tech, the boo-boo Hokies, because they don't want to play ECU no more, so I don't got time for Hokies. And of course, it went to 6 overtimes. It was ridiculous. Mac Brown, I love him, but he just can't seem to close or get a good group of kids to close the game for his life. Now, earlier the vibe was whack at the music concert, and so your girl departed. All right, so we'll just say that. Listen, this is a late one, and I'm about to get on it. Now, some of you are on my Facebook page, and we got to talk about it. There's 2 things I want to hit up. Now, people have been sending me several videos that I've posted in the commentary about people closing their trucking businesses. And, I'm going to go, when I get to where I'm going, I'm parking, and I'm going to read all your guys' comments because I know it's going to be full tonight because it's going to be lit in here. Now, I'm going to give you 2 things. First of all, the guy talks about closing his trucking business after 8 years. And I'm going to tell you why he closed it. I'm going to tell you why all of them been closing. And I've been spending time here in Austin, Texas, talking to other trucking business owners, talking to people in the trucking industry, and I know why. It's a very simple answer. Now, before we get there, though, to let some of y'all come up into the chat, drop a 1 if you're ready for this conversation tonight. Just hit the like button and drop a 1 because I'm bringing it, okay? Now, I posted on Facebook. It's a chat between apparently somebody's boyfriend and a woman with 3 kids. 2 baby daddies, 3 kids. Now, this said woman, we don't know all the backstory, but the woman goes, hey, can I have $20? Oh my God, the kid last minute just told me about this field trip today. I didn't know I was supposed to have $20. Now, I'm thinking, $20? But wait. The man replies, I don't feel comfortable giving you $20. Ask their fathers. They have 2... I'm sorry, I can't even keep a straight face. If somebody can go on my Facebook page and read it, I would love it. Put it in the comments. But essentially, he basically brings up the fact that she has 2 baby daddies and she should call them. Now, first things first, and then she responds, man, this is crazy. I don't ever want to see you again. I don't ever want to see you again. Don't ever call me again. Now, people are like, she's overreacting about $20. And my response is, no, he is overreacting about $20. $20 ain't shit. But this is how I know how bad the economy is, that someone would have the nerve to go, well, $20? What a gold digger. You better ask those baby daddies for that $20. I mean, I've given a guy broke down at a gas station $20. And this is when I was delivering pizzas. I was like, man, this man's broke down. I'm going to give him this $20. And I didn't have no money. And so when I hear, we would give, and my equivalent in the comment section is what I told people, that man has probably given his male friends $20 without a thought. Covered lunches without a thought. Covered dinners without a thought. Covered something that's $20 like that. People in the comments like, well, Ericka, $20 is a lot of money to me because I value every dollar. And I'm like, bro, that's scarcity mentality. It's kind of really gross. Now listen. People may be in here like, Ericka, I value my money. $20 is a lot of money. I'm not dissing you. We all have levels of where we're at with $20. Now, on the flip side, we don't know the full context of this relationship. We're just seeing a screenshot and it's hilarious. Now, it's hilarious to me because first of all, I'm like, baby, she ain't got $20. That's my first part. Okay. Then on the second part, I'm like, he ain't got $20. And many people say, well, Ericka, it may not be about him having $20. It may be about the principle of it, right? And I said, a man that makes money, like I'm being really honest. I knew, and then this is not even many years ago. We had a friend. He was dating a girl. She literally, I can't remember if she moved out of an apartment. Something happened, like a cat peed, like apartment fire, something weird happened. And she had enough to take her clothes with her. And he was like, yo, here's like $300 for a cheap mattress. It was a cheap mattress. I think it was like $300. And people were like, man, that's so nice of him. That's so nice of him. And I was like, well, shit, he's dating her. At least he can do is help her get a couch or something, right? Now, many people would say, well, Ericka, that's a different situation. Something happened to her apartment. But I'm just trying to show you the level of emergency. Old girl needed a whole bed. Whole boy come through with bed money. This woman asked for $20. Now, I will be of the type of woman from the South, and I will say her tactic could have used some polish. Now what do I mean by polish? Hey, I'm really sorry to ask you for this, but, and she may have interpreted their relationship so deep that $20 ain't shit, okay? Now, I would have been like, look, I'm really embarrassed to ask you this, but is there any way I can give you $20 and give it back to you on Friday, because these little knucklehead children forgot to tell me about this field trip, and I apologize. Like, I would have buttered it up, okay? Now, I'm not saying she should lie or schmooze or any of that, but I'm saying if you're going to ask somebody, and this is the first time you're ever asking for money, you should butter it up a little bit. That's the key, one. Now, two, I've been on dinners and lunches with people who were millionaires, and they waited to see if I was going to grab the tab. And I would offer. I'd be like, I'll grab it. I'll grab it. I'll grab it. I'll grab it. Now, why did I do that? Because I've been to lunches where people think, well, you got it. You should just give it. And I'm seeing their personality. I'm seeing who they are. They're seeing who I am. If I'm willing to grab the tab, they're just seeing. And I've seen that happen before. I've seen a man not do business with this other man because he felt like he was selfish and stingy, and it was just an example of future things to come. Now, why am I bringing this up? Now, many people are like, well, Ericka, get to the trucking conversation. I'm bringing it up because I feel like, no. I mean, no, seriously, I've been talking about this. I messaged my friend this earlier today. When I first saw it earlier today, I was like, $20? And then I saw thousands of people were commenting. I was like, people are really, yes, maybe I'm at a stoplight. She was testing him, right? And so here's the thing. And I'm trying to play devil's advocate. I really am. Thank you, Ray, for the 99 super chat. I'm going to read them when I get to where I'm going, when I park. So don't be offended if I'm not reading y'all stuff. My thing is, if you are in a relationship, clearly you have to be in a daily connected relationship, texting, talking, seeing this woman on a daily basis for her just to go, hey, $20. And it's not even like this, this is like not even an emergency. To me, this isn't a real emergency. She probably could call her mom or call somebody else and ask for the 20. It ain't the end of the world, right? But the fact the man immediately goes, you need to call these children's father for $20? What happened when this man, now this is me talking down the future, moves in with this woman? Is he nickel and diming with a little book every dollar he spends on those children that eat food at the house? To me, that is an example of someone you don't want to date. You don't even want to be bothered. Right? Now, I read this book. It was written by men. So I know men are going to be like, Ericka over here slapping and being slick about men. And men wrote this book. It was like written like 1999 or 2002. No, it was written like 2003. But anyway, it was for 3 professional men. One was like a doctor. One was like a dentist. One was like like some kind of paralegal or IT guy. And they wrote the book about essentially like a man who's in his 30s, early 30s and professional. Don't be rushing him. They had a lot of good tips in the book that a lot of men agreed with, right? I'm just going to go there. If I can find the title of this book, I will bring it up. But I thought it was eye-opening to me because a woman in college, I was like, wow, this is so interesting. But for real, in the book, the men even said, don't deal with men over 40. Now, hear me out. And there's a big manosphere guy who says this. He has a blog. I'm trying to think of his name. Don't deal with men over 40 who can't explain to you why they've never been in a long-term relationship and they don't have kids, or they've never got married. Now, I remember reading that and going, what does that mean? Why does that matter? And in the end, they wrote later in the book about selfishness and people, they're so used to themselves and their own money and their own budget that they are inherently selfish and do not understand that they are. Now, this man has a right to be selfish. Now, in the comment, what made it me like triggered, and then I'll even say I was triggered, is he's like, I would only give money to a woman who was my wife. Now, here's my thing. Here's my problem with this. If you are laying down, and I don't know these people's relationship that deep, but if you are laying in the bed with somebody or you are sharing intimate moments with this person, you are now crossing a line that is not just a friend. When your parents talk about their special friend, you are now crossing a line into a relationship that is deeper than just, I know her. Okay? And if $20 is the like, how dare this woman ask for $20, she should run for the hills. And he should ask her, whoa, what's going on with your money? On both sides. I'm not saying this woman is not being irresponsible, you guys. And that's why I really want people to understand. Like, I'm saying they're both broke and the shit's gross. Because a man who's making, I have a friend here in Austin who makes $55 an hour. And I've left my wallet, I've had something happen, the man brought me gas, this stuff, and no sexual relationship whatsoever. Just a guy we know from church. No desire, no interest in me whatsoever. Just was like, oh man, oh my God, you ran out of gas? Oh my God, like here's $20, nothing. No, it didn't even matter. It was like nothing. And so for me to hear that this person is with somebody, back and forth, talking to them, texting them every day, know their children got to go to school, know how many baby daddies they got, and it's like, you should ask these fathers. He is a dud. And if she's that much of a dud that you wouldn't give her $20, walk away. I just was so mind blown by this, that those are two duds. He's a dud and she's a dud, okay? Now, here on the flip side, when I saw that post, what it made me realize is, again, a lot of people don't have money. A lot of people, and I thought about it for a minute, and I said, well, people ain't struggling that bad. But then I thought about it, yes, they are. They're struggling bad. Last night on the radio DJ here in Austin, Texas, if she ever watches this and want to cuss me out, she can, she free will. She was saying that she had 4 kids and she was a single mom. And any man dating her would know that sometimes that things may cost. And now when I heard that, thinking as a woman with no kids, I've actually gone on dates with guys who are single dads and been like, I can't spare today because she done dropped them off. I have to deal with the kids. And I'm like, okay, great, thanks. I'm not coming over there. I'm not coming, you know what I mean? Like, okay, cool, handle your business. And if someone is going to go in a relationship with someone who has pets, kids, anything, these things cost. These aren't free things. But just $20 blew my mind. I was like, $20 is equivalent to $5 to a grown person. Now, let me be careful. A grown person. Grown person. Now, what is a grown person? Someone over 28. I don't know. I'm just saying $20 in the context of our life. $20? Ooh, like that made me like, ooh. Even Kevin Samuels the other day said something I didn't think about. He's like, men complain about $50 dates. I didn't think about that. But then I sat down and I was like, okay, I've been on a date. Or if I just pay for my meal, because I've gone Dutch sometimes, my meal by itself was $30-something. So imagine if the man had to pay it, that'd be $60-something. Not a big deal. But that just blew my mind. Now, why did this tie into the trucking thing? A bunch of you, about 22 of you, 21 of you, sent me the same couple of videos about, well, what do you think about the trucking industry, Ericka? And I said, listen, I've been spending this past year, and more than this year, since September last year, talking to people in the trucking industry, and people have poor money management skills and bad expectations. Now let me make sure I paraphrase you. I went into trucking knowing it's expensive, knowing it costs money, knowing things break down. Now this guy in this video had a trucking company for 8 years. Now he said there's been times where he's paid every bill, made sure to report all the money back into the business. And as soon as I heard what he said, I already knew where he's messed up at. I already knew. Because with anything, again, prime example, my dentist, he has a practice, he has a surgery wing. He's a dentist, like a high-level dentist with lots of employees. Lots of money in that office. Trust me, we're at on side town. If I told you, you'd be like, Ericka, why are you going to dentist over there? Because he was recommended to me from people from my church. Again, I told you about my church I go to. You can put all the clues together there. All right. So I sit there and I say, well, I got to email these guys back right now. Immediately, I have to email them back. Well, who are they? I'm like, they're my truckers. I'm trying to respond to the company and make sure they get them straight. You have a truck? I go, yeah, I have 6 trucks. And at the time I had 6. And he said, I have a truck in the oil fields. And it opened up a whole conversation of things. Now listen, I know y'all saw me go to Belize for the cacao farm. And I told you about the coffee in Panama, and I told you about the cacao in Belize. That same company that I'm investing with for both ventures, the coffee and the cacao, they are now investing in marijuana. Who do you think they called? They called me. Hey, we're calling all our investors. thinking they're going to be about a 17 to 18% return on this, over the course of this many years. Would you be interested? Yeah, put my name down. No problem. Let me know how much the throw-in is, right? Now, why am I saying this? Why am I bringing up these different things I've invested in? I could, if you gave me a sheet of paper right now, probably right now because my eyes are a little blurred, a little bit like this contact's hurting. I could write down about 25, 30 things that I've invested in and pay me money on a monthly, if not weekly, if not annually, if not biannual, semi every 6 months or something. Pay me money back. And what happens is the more people I talk to in the trucking industry, the guys go, now this is one person's scenario, this isn't everybody's. The one guy told me, yeah, he said I had about 7 raggedy trucks, but on paper, those trucks were worth A, B, and C, right? Dots and numbers. We're not going to give too much of his business away, because he may be the one person that actually watches this. Periodically. He immediately goes to the bank and does what? Get working lines of credit, business lines of credit. You have my funding course. You hear me talk about it. When's the best time to get a loan? When you don't need it. There's a post I'm going to post up on Instagram where the guy talks about how he literally had $10,000 in cash, gave it to the bank, opened up the account, and was like, hey, I'm 20 years old, but they told me I need to build credit because I'm new-ish to this country. What can you help me? Yeah, here's a business line of credit for 10K. Why 10K? Because you just gave me 10K. And he had an e-commerce business that makes a lot of money. So guess what they did? Kept raising those business lines of credit. Okay. Now, where am I going with this? When you are in the trucking industry, I can tell you right now, there's been 3 things that's cost me $10,000 that I had not prepared for. I said, his $10,000 bill again? What's the hell up with these $10,000 bill repairs? And it comes from, and I'm parking now so I can read your stuff. It comes from people not appropriately having their expectations in the appropriate spectrum. Because they think, oh man, all I gotta do is have good drivers and the money will come and this is gonna be, it's gonna be easy peasy. And it's not. It's just not. Let me see if this light's too bright. It's a little bright. What about that? Is that better? Oh God, that's bright like that. Hold on. I'm trying to turn it just enough that it doesn't blind me. There you go. So, it's total spotlight too. So with that being said, let me turn all this lights on. People are not appropriately budgeting. They're not appropriately budgeting for these companies. And then they're so set on, now here's the Warren Buffett thing. Put all your eggs in one basket and watch the basket. That is an old mindset. Every single person I've spoke to that is in business, that is inside the trucking or in Texas, they've been in Texas their whole life. They know the trucking goes up and down. They know oil and gas go up and down. They have other ventures. Most of the people I see in trucking, they know someone who's in repairs. And they go, yeah, if anything goes wrong or I don't want to drive trucks anymore, I'm going to get in the repair side because that's where that's where money is. Now, money is everywhere. Everywhere. And I can already tell you what went wrong with this guy. He's been doing this trucking business for 8 years. He had a fleet. He's upset. His wife wants to go on vacations. I mean, I watched the whole video. Now, I was in and out watching earlier, but literally, I could hear it in his voice. I want to go do something easier. I want to go do something different. Now, he wants to go all of a sudden into real estate. He's like, well, I'm going to be flipping homes, buying homes. I can hear it. Now, I said in my earlier comment that I took down, he had a frat boy mentality. Now, I did apologize. I took that down and I watched more of the video. Now, what did I mean when I said he had a frat boy business mindset? A lot of these people that I'm in these several different Facebook groups, what ends up happening is they get lump sums of money. Cash, they get these credit cards, business lines of credit, and then they don't have a serious plan. Now, they see this lump sum of cash in their hand. Yeah, his name is Justin. I said his name in the beginning. Again, his name is Justin Woods. If anybody correct me on his name, he's either Justin Woods or Justin something. But he's in Houston, and he has a fleet, and he's liquidating the fleet. He's selling everything. He's getting rid of everything. He's closing it down. And people are like, but you just said last week trucking was amazing. Yes, trucking, even he said this, it can be amazing. But you can spend. I'm telling you, we have to sue some people in Birmingham because it cost us it didn't cost us $30,000. In the end, it cost us way less because they did all this like arguing and back and forth. It cost us way less, like thousands and thousands of dollars less. But the time of arguing took 2 months. 2 months of where the truck could have been running. Okay? So you're not just suing for how long it took them to repair it, how much they're trying to cost you to repair it, but also the lack of money that got made. Okay? And so what people don't understand is these things keep happening. These things happen in different phases. Like, all the trucks will need certain amount of tires. They will need change for the winter. When you drive in the snow, they'll need various things. But what happens is people come into the trucking industry and they see big checks, and I see it happening on Instagram. That's why I'm doing these videos. I see you guys watching and saying, "Oh, well, Ericka, you look at that check. Look at that check." Yeah, but did you see the oil change last week? Did you see the $1,000 tire blow in the middle of nowhere woods? So we had to get somebody to go in the middle of nowhere to go get it, to go put a new tire on. You see, people aren't seeing those parts of it. And that's why I said, if you're a young man in service, in any kind of truck repair service, you're going to make money now. Because they need repair. They always going to need repair. Okay? And even on the flip side, when I talk about government contracts, people love government contracts, but they're not looking at the fact that these oil field contracts and these other things, literally one guy told me about he had 12 claims. Now, claims are like, if you have insurance and hey, a rock hit my window. Hey, I got a car accident. He had 12 claims. Now, 12 claims in 1 year is what? A claim a month. What do you think is happening to his insurance as that truck is in the oil field? What do you think is happening to insurance, people? Anybody in the comments, what do you think is happening to his insurance? As every month he's claiming something. Okay? Trucker Maeve, last month, $15,000 last month on truckers. I spent $27,000 between tolls, between surprise repairs, all kind of stuff. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. And it will happen like a freaking domino. And what's happening is people think, well, Ericka, the way Hood Estate teaches, you get $4 to $5 grand a month passive income. Yes, it is passive income. But guess what a lot of people don't do? Save that money or invest it in somewhere else. I keep telling y'all, thank you. You know how this bill went up. Now, I keep telling y'all, thank you, Big Willie, for the $5 super chat. I'm going to read these. I'm going to go back and read them because I got time. Don't worry. He won't be here till like 30 more minutes. So we got time. We got time. I'm not going to rush y'all off here. Thank you for being here. Now, yes, that some of these oil field contractors, you getting $8,000 a week after everything's paid. You got stacks, right? You're thinking, oh my God, that's like 20, 30K in a month. Yeah, but when that truck is sitting parked at that lot that week is off, guess what you got to do? Repair it so it can keep driving. You think these government companies going to let you be out here tearing with raggedy stuff? No. And that's right. That whole company that went under, that had all these trucks that went under, again, you got to go back and read the whole article. 9 times out of 10, it's the second generation. It's not the father who started the company. It's the son or it's the daughter. And then on top of that, or they sold it to a capital company like Bain Capital. And guess what happens? They out. Now, I was on the phone the other day. I'm not going to name the company because I don't want to get sued or anything. But they literally have financed over 500 trucks. He was on the phone with me. Gave him my whole life story. Told him about the whole thing this year. He was like, I don't know. We might have to pass on it because you don't have a CDL. You don't have this or other. I said, now, sir, do you or any of your partners have CDLs in your investment business that you invested 500 trucks? No. What else do y'all invest in? Real estate, this, that. Literally. And the guy was like, you have a good point, but the CEO who's over me voted no. Him and the other guy voted no, so I can't do anything. I'm like, all right, cool. But don't worry. In a year, I'm going to write that capital company because they're here in Austin, Texas. I'm going to write them a little nice letter. Be like, yeah, I'm still here. I just want to let you know that. Thank you. But I'm petty like that, right? I wrote several businesses' name on a piece of paper that I'm going to follow up with in a year and be like, yeah, remember me? So why am I being this apparent and translucent to you guys and letting you know all the behind the scenes? Because I know so many of you guys who are like, I'm just going to go get a bunch of trucks. I'm going to do. Wait a minute. Pay attention. Watch the breadcrumbs. Even if you just get 2 trucks and you just focus all your energy, making sure those 2 trucks run, make sure they have good drivers, you can have a pretty great year. Probably could get anywhere from 8 to 10 grand a month. Passive income, just those 2 trucks. If you make sure they're well ran, ain't no big issues, but be prepared that something can happen. Okay? Now, I can tell you what happened with Justin. He don't got to tell me this. Even if he's in the chat, hello, Justin. I get you. I understand why you closed it. This year's been so stressful. I was like, is this worth it? And our third-party company does everything. I don't do shit. Now, the first company I started with was super stressful. I was doing a lot of stuff. Then I switched over to a different company. They do everything. Hire drivers. Pay us. Just call me when there's a maintenance problem. And when you call, you're like, oh, make my anxiety go up, wanting money. But that's just a part of the game. When you get to 12 trucks, that's a part of the game. Right? Your phone's gonna ring every week. Someone's gonna go. Driver's gonna be home. Driver's gonna sit down. Team drivers gonna quit. After you put them in a hotel for a week and they live in lovely, they gonna quit. It happens. And why did I open up with the $20 story? People don't have no money saved. Do you know how many emails I get a week where people saying, hey, Ericka, I got $500 to $2,000. Can I invest with you? Hell no, bro. You can't invest with you. I want you to go save some more money. I wrote the Smartphone Millionaire book because I told you there was a year to almost 2 years of me putting $200 to $300 a freaking week away. Even now, as I've made more income, there's $1,000 to $2,000 I put a week away in investments. A week. Do you know how many weeks I have to be like, I could just go buy a Jeep? Why do I keep saving my money? Because I know that's the only way to make it. I know that's the only way to long-term wealth and long-term savings and long-term investment. Every single person I've gone to lunch with, I've gone to dinner with, I've reached out to, I've gone to their office, they all have the same freaking story. Yeah, I started in trucking, but you know what I did? I got those business lines of credit and I took that money and now we have rentals. We have a franchise. We have this one dude owns a tanning salon here. And I was like, what you getting that for? He's like, oh, some guy was selling, so I bought. Every single person will show you the same thing. When I talk about Smartphone Millionaire, having a table of investments, I mean it. You need to have a table of investments that are paying you every day and every month and every night. They can't, I mean, and this is not even like you can't invest. You can't invest in you. Wow, you're heartless. I'm not being heartless. I think it's important for you to sit back and go, I need to put more away. If you don't have a 6-month emergency fund, think about that. Do you know what I'm saying? If you have $2,000, say, Ericka, this is all I got saved up. I'm not even going to tell you to do Sherry's course. I'm not going to tell you to do, there's a couple courses of mine you can do. You can get the bundle, the 450 bundle that I got out right now, and just literally educate yourself every day for an hour. And I promise you, your life will be different. But what happens is I keep telling people, if you start, there's something in your budget that's off. How dare that light go off on me? How dare it? Stop it. There's something in your budget that's wrong. Right? Because if not, you'd be chucking money into investments every week. There's a guy came to one of the event meetups, maybe in Denver. He started using the Mint and Acorns app and letting it round up. And he was saving thousands of dollars a month. Now, again, I keep telling y'all, people are like, oh man, I'm bringing up the $20 situation in the beginning of the video to show you how lack of funds people have. I've had people who are my friends have gotten nothing from me sexually, nothing. Opposite sex. Here's $20 your meal here. Who cares? Let's eat and let's go. And so this is why you're in the wrong rooms. Now, many people in the comments say, well, why would a man date a woman with multiple kids or baby daddies or whatever he said in the comments? And I said, every man isn't high value. Just like every woman isn't high value. Some of these things aren't your lane yet. And I didn't say never. I said yet. Okay? Some things you have to build yourself up for so that you can invest in. You can't get mad when people say, hey, it's a no right now. It's not a no forever, but it's a no right now. And when you decide for it to stop being a no, it can stop being a no. Right? I remember there's a post I put on Instagram. People were mad at me, and it was like the guy said, you see these people walking around with a Louis Vuitton belt that's $475, but they won't go spend $75 to go pull their rotten tooth. I died laughing, but I said, that's just the priorities of people. And again, this guy, I can tell you without a shadow of doubt, he don't know me. What's up? What's up, Michael E? From the credit card group, what's up? But I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, I know what this guy did. He put all the money back in the business and he was waiting for like the money to shake like rain, right? If all 8 trucks are running great, everything will be wonderful. But he's missing the best part. The most important component of this is every single one of these truck companies you research, they have huge lines of credits to pay the bills, to pay the drivers, to run gas, like the gas cards, the fleet cards, like they all have huge lines of credits. Now somebody said in the comments, well, you're celebrating people being over leveraged. Again, scarcity mentality. Again, scarcity mentality. How do I explain this? If let's say you have credit that's 2% interest. Let's do the big math here. You got $1 million. We're doing big numbers, so we just make it easy. You got $1 million at 2% interest. Again, just for hypotheticals. And then you take that money and you put it in investments that are going to give you 10 to 30,000. 10 to 30% interest back. Did you lose? No. Now, I always talk about take your fast money and put it into slow money. Take the truck money and put it into rentals. Take the truck money, put it in some stocks. Take the truck money, put it into some land. Take the truck money and put it in various things, notes, all kind of stuff. People will message me every day. Well, I want to invest in notes. Well, do you have $7,000 to $20,000 to $30,000? No. Well, what kind of notes are you going to buy? Because 9 times out of 10, the only notes you're going to buy is Lending Club notes for $25. It's very simple arbitrage. That's right. You're very correct. And I know what the guy did, and I know what a lot of these companies, they either have too many lines of credit, and they cut their lines of credit, and they have no other investments, so they can't draw from them. Because at any given time, if you tell me you have a fleet of trucks, now many people say, well, you're judging this man's pockets. I'm not. I'm telling you from literally talking to as many people I can get my hands on and talk to, there are 40, 50, 60-year-old men now just getting their first 2, 3 trucks. They're like, this is all I'm going to do. Woo, that's all I can maintain. And that's okay. Because you're doing simple math. You know how much you can do. Now, I'm going to go back up to the beginning and read this. And I know these comments are going to be wild, but I know what people are doing. They put all their money in one basket and wash the basket. And I've seen real estate agents burn out. I've seen wholesalers, flippers burn out. I've seen people investing in tax liens burn out. I've seen people investing in certain things, and it's their only thing they put money into. And they're like, I'm just watching the basket. All these things are cyclical. Now, the first thing people said in his comments was, well, Justin, the real estate market's about to crash if Donald Trump don't win again. And he's like, that's just it. Like, if it crashes, even better. You can buy stuff cheaper. If you have what? Cash. He's liquidating all 8 trucks. What is he going to have? Cash. Okay? And people say, well, that's really slow money. Ericka, rental properties is slow. Not when you liquidate 8 trucks and use all the money, whatever he's liquidating out of that business, and putting the money into what? Real estate. If you got $1 million, now I'm just doing a hypothetical big number, $500,000, whatever. $500,000, and you put that $500,000 into a $1 million apartment. Or you put it in almost $1 million in real estate. Now, many people will say, why don't he just buy it straight out cash? Let the tenants pay the rent. There's various ways to do this. And I'm actually just so shocked that people they get really singular focused. Like, I just want to be this one thing. And we know that's not how retirees really live. That's not even how the rich live. Everybody I've talked to that has a major business and they just have a couple of trucks, they act like it's just a paycheck. They're like, oh yeah, the truck's over there, whatever. It's not a big deal. But if you're trying to go live, like if you're a guy or girl and you got one rental and you're trying to live off that money, don't do that. Every time I turn around, there's a sob story about somebody who tried to live off that one check. They paid their mortgage and then their check comes right back and they're like, whoo, it should never be like that. So now I'm going to go back and read. Wow, you guys are blowing my mind. There's 337 of y'all here tonight. Hit the freaking like button. There's only 80 likes. I'm giving y'all so much behind the scenes game. It doesn't make sense. But I'm just saying hypothetically, if you have a business, this business, if you play it right, can get you all these lines of credit. Now, this guy complained about being over leveraged, but what you would do with those lines of credit is do what? Fund other ventures. Not things that need all your energy and your attention and your time, but things that can be passive. What is that? Real estate. Other franchises. There's a guy who owns 6 UPS stores here, and he acts like it's such a headache. I'm like, you don't work in any of them. You barely go to them during the week. Each one of those UPS stores gives them $80,000 a year after everything's paid off, said and done. Now, many people say, $80,000, that's all? That's for a whole UPS store? Yeah, but he doesn't even have to go in there. So 80,000 times 6 is what? But in his mind, talking to this man, eating lunch with this man, he thinks he should be making $200,000 off each UPS store. And I just go, what? It's this big strike win mentality that this one thing ought to hit you out the ballpark and you ought to make all this money. And that's just not how it works. And that's how you know people have this employee mindset. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Happy Friday night, Jamar. What's up, Leslie? CC's Corner, Jamar. Thank you, CBD. I don't know how to spell that. Hannah. Ethan Troy, gone per. Ethan Troy, how was Baltimore? Milwaukee's Baltimore. What's up? How is New Orleans? Are you got any what are those pastries with the powdered sugar on them? What's up, Ron, for real estate? Yeah, $20. I mean, Mr. Pretty Tony, it's not the $20, it's the principal, not his kids, not his problem. But here's my thing, Mr. Pretty Tony. If you over there every day, you all in her face every day, sucking up their time, soaking up the air they breathe. I can't understand that. It's $20. You probably would give a male who's your friend $20 and not even get, like, that's just, something's wrong with that. That's what I tip at restaurants with good service. There you go, Ray Service. My boyfriend like that. Ooh, angel. Honey, I wouldn't tell nobody. $20 isn't a lot, but there's principalities involved. Why doesn't she have 20? Again, it's a circular conversation. Why doesn't she have it? Why doesn't he have it? It goes in a circle. If you're in a relationship, you can't give your partner $20, then you don't need to be in that relationship. That goes for men and women. For real. I remember one time, this is long when I was young, this is a bit. We went on a date and the guy didn't have, it was like, oh my God, I'm about to run out of gas. And he went to go use his card at the gas station in college and it didn't work. And so I just used my debit card. Didn't think a thing of it. We still went to dinner and I paid for, I think I paid for the movies or something. I can't remember. It was something simple. But it wasn't even an issue. It was like, okay. Because I didn't have a car. My parents didn't let me take my car the first year of college. But the year before my dad died, when I was in college, I bought a car with my student refund check. And that's a whole nother story for another day. Because that was dumb. But I bought a Mitsubishi Lancer. I had a feeling you were going to go talk about that $20 price. I cannot. Is it Kadera? Is it Miss Hobbs? I'm going to tell you Miss Hobbs. I cannot. Not for $20. I've just had too many instances where I've gave $20 and not even thought about it. I remember there was kids in Atlanta selling the water on the side of the street, and I just gave this little boy $20. And what broke my heart is I saw the other little boys take it from him. And I was like, it's $20 fucking dollars, you know? But for those little black kids in Atlanta, maybe it was worth taking it from them. They're like, that lady told us to split it. And I was like, no, I didn't. As I drove off at the light, but I realized that little boy wasn't going to be able to keep his money because he was little. All the other kids were big and tall. So, I mean, it's just one of those things you learn now not to do that. Maybe she was testing the guy. I'm pretty sure she was testing him. You'd be surprised a lot of people are broke, even people with good jobs, because they're supporting a bunch of people and not saving. Hannah, we talk about this a lot on the channel. A lot of people they know themselves enough that they won't say no to their mom, dad, whoever. And at that point in your life, what you need to do is you need to make more money and invest more. Why? Because if you know your heart and you know yourself, you won't say no. There's a lady right now working 2 jobs. Her husband's working really hard and they're taking care of like several family members. In that moment, I would turn for like 1 month. If I can get a breather, I would take all that money and invest in some rentals, a truck or something, some type of business that they can do returns. I know a girl whose brother got out of prison. She made him go get a truck in CDL and he drives her truck. And she's one of the best stories. I mean, I asked her to come on, but she really will not. But she knew she was a nurse. And between her mama and her brother getting out of prison, she could not carry both of them. And I said, good for you. Good for you. So now he make her money and they both make money. Thank you, Ray Service, for 99 super chat. Ericka, just want to let you know, got off my butt and starting demolishing these bad accounts. Had 11 down to 2. Thank you for your chin checking on these videos. Thank you. Jacksonville, Florida, what's up? The woman didn't ask for $20 to get her nails done. She asked for $20 in support of her children with another man. He's not obligated to provide for another man's kids. Tawana, I just can't. I'm sorry. If you want her to lie, to me, that's even grosser. Like, hey, I need $20 for gas, or I need $20 for something. Like, I think there's like this level of open honesty that you would hope 2 grown adults could say, hey, this kid sprung it on me. I apologize. Is there any way I could borrow? And then this is me and my Southern voice. Is there any way I could borrow $20 from you? And if the man replied, hey, can you ask their fathers? And let's be honest, if she really did reach out to him, I'd go, listen, I reached out to both of them. They haven't texted me back. The kid goes on the trip at 9 a.m. at school. And, I wouldn't ask any other way. Now, for me, there's a way to say things. There's a way to do things. There's a way to butter people up. There's a way to be appreciative. But if this man that came to her house and ate one bowl of spaghetti, I don't even care. He could have gave her $20. That's how I look at it. I find that gross. Just to be honest, I'm really just honest at this point. I just find that to be gross. And I think, honestly, too, my mindset at this point is all the men that I'm meeting or going on dates with or in conversations with, they're usually 30 something to 40 something. And they all got a house, they got a car. It's not even a big deal. It's like, And so my thought was, maybe this man's like 22 and they're young and they broke. I just kept trying to find solutions in my head. But again, if you're going to deal with one with multiple kids, you open that door. Your videos are brilliant. Thank you. I appreciate it. I do see both sides, to be honest. Yeah. Don't date a woman with children, problem solved. Yeah. Listen, I remember this guy was saying how he didn't want to date women with children because he had a daughter and it's just so stressful. And he got full custody of his daughter. And he was like, these women don't want to date a man with kids. And I said, yeah. Now you see it on the other foot, huh? And he ended up marrying a woman with multiple kids. And now they have a blended family. God bless them. But there is a level of hierarchy, right? And it's, and you guys who are not religious, whatever. It is God. It is yourself. It is then your spouse. And it's then your kids. And then your parents, somewhere in that level there. And so if you throw things out of order, now you don't have a spouse, but you got a kid. You can't put a grown man or a grown woman over your kid. Do you see what I'm saying? It gets things out of order. And so what we're seeing is people's reactions to things being out of order. If she was to say, hey, I'm coming to you as the man that is in my life daily, who is interacting with me daily, I'm asking you first, because I don't know, I'd feel some type of way if I was dating a woman, she go and ask that man every couple of minutes for some money. I don't know. I think that'd be a little suspect, because if I was the kid's dad, I go, where that dude that live with you? He ain't got no money on it? I'm just saying, devil's advocate. But this is how it plays into my mind that, man, people are arguing over $20. That really means if these people get in trucking, these people get in real estate, they're going to be hurt. Because unless their mindset change, it's going to be tough. Say no to stingy men. Listen, he wasn't dating her. They were just getting physical. That popped off early in my mind. Yes. See, that's the thing. Like, he already knows she got multiple baby daddies. He don't even see her as that, right? And this is this thing. Also from that book. Perfect example. A lot of LAR movement, y'all can tell him I said this. He was saying in this video, hey, he was at work and he asked his coworker, what does she bring to a relationship or a marriage or something to that effect? And immediately the bells went off in my head. Because in that book that was written by 3 men, professional men, the first thing they said is if a man's asking you that, he does not see you as valuable. Now, hear me out. I know you guys are going to fuss me out. He says, men who find a woman very hot, very attractive, like they're attracted to her, they've already in their head calculating her value to them. So if he's asking you what's your value, he's basically saying like, I don't find you that attractive. I don't know where you value in my life. Now, I'm just paraphrasing from the book, and just watching the LRA movement video, I started laughing because I'm like, well, of course you don't think she has a value in a relationship because you're not trying to be with her. She's your coworker. You wouldn't look at her that way. You wouldn't evaluate all these characteristics, these 20, 30 different things that are small things but important into a relationship because you have a co-working relationship, not a relationship. He has been pondering on that situation about for him to snap back after asking for 20. Oh, yeah, he has been. Be careful driving. Ashy groups. Honey. These Hotep groups. Hotep. My boyfriend has volunteered to help with my son's shoes one time, but he tested me to see if I treated him. Yeah. They special friend, yeah. Gone postal, 9 times out of 10, I think people, so here's my thing, and I've been saying this a lot. People are really buying into this hookup culture, which study after study shows a lot of people are more lonely. They're not really spending all this time with people like people think. They're really not, like, there's several men reporting to their doctors, I haven't been with anybody for 6 months. I haven't been with anybody for a year. I haven't been with anybody for 2-3 years. They ain't got no reason to lie. Now, people can say, Ericka, people lie to their doctors all the time. They even have an app that's a whisper app. And you can talk into this app and it makes you're totally anonymous. And literally the app literally got flagged by what do you call that, psychiatrists association, because they were concerned for people's mental health, because on this whisper app they had so many men saying they hadn't been with anybody, nobody comes to see them, they don't have any friends, they're so lonely. And I'm telling y'all, this whole, we got all these hookups, Tinder, all this stuff. No, it's not true. That's bunk. These people are not hooking up. Like, people are going home from work exhausted, go sit on the couch, eat food, watch TV. I'm telling you, every study is showing that. Go look up the Whisper app, and I think they had to pause it. It's called the Whisper app, if I'm not mistaken. I might be misnaming it, but essentially it was people whispering something into it or talking into it, and they would post anonymously, and people would be like, "Oh, that's so sad." There's even a forum called F My Life. Sorry, which I don't mean to curse, but FMLE, and people would share the most depressing things. I'd be like, y'all gotta get away from y'all family and friends or whoever these people y'all with. Y'all gotta get away from them, because that is the most sad thing I've ever heard in my life. So this imaginary, oh, this one must be sleeping with both these baby daddies. It's not. That's probably the only man she work. If she get up, go to work, take them 2 kids to school, come home, make food, and deal with that, just that man, that's probably who she's dealing with. I had a friend deal with this baby mom. He was like, she's working so hard. He ended up marrying her. We were like, and he was kind of a playboy too, so we were shocked that he married her. We were like, oh. And he was like, he just was surprised at how nice and loving she was to her kid. He's like, she really just gets up every day, goes to work, works out, takes care of the kid. Married her. And so, again, I think people are imagining this whole, she must be all with all these people. LOL, if we intimate, we go together. There you go. The Manipulated Man by Esther Viller. Quoting books. What do a man expect when he dates a woman with children? Don't let these fools move in with you. I guess I better get married and pop out some kids because I'm 36. Well, I mean, listen. It said in the book, if he can't explain, right? Now, I remember going to date with one guy. He had never been married. He had no kids. He was good looking. I said, I know what you in that army women have been chasing you for years, right? I'm not stupid. I'm not a stupid girl. And I think his response was, he got a master's degree while in the army. So he's like, I've been going to school. I date, but school. And now I'm about to get ready to get out of the army. And I was like, good answer. I remember this one guy said he dated this woman for 8 years. He kept being deployed. And he said the relationship burned out. Hadn't been away for a couple of years after that. People have good reasons why, they make it to 40 without kids. I mean, this ain't no crazy world. People do have good reasons. Let me see. There you go. Herbert Scott. Nah, those of us 30 to 40 years old with no kids suffer financial hardships as kids, don't wish it on anybody. We were very generous, not just suckers. It starts with 20. I don't know. But that's okay, so here's my point with that. I am Black man. If he's trying to make a point of like, don't make this a habit, $20 ain't shit. And the next time she asks for it, then you put your foot out. Hey, whoa. It just helped you with that day. You know what I mean? And so again, there's no tack on both sides. Both of them are tacky in this exchange. Why this young lady sounds like a miserable 60-year-old woman? Who knows? A broke mind isn't generous some money. They say, get your money where you get your 11 hole. Lord, I got to go past all these. Douglas Jones. I met a girl who was broke a month ago. I bought her a phone, MetroCard, food, etc. Yes, she's gorgeous and I'm happy to help. Just saying. Thank you, Douglas Jones. Proving my point again. If the woman is beautiful and you want her, you will pay. I'm just saying, I don't make the rules. I just live in this world. When I was single, I didn't something men give me money, period, because some men act like you paying them. Oh yeah, act like you owe them something. You guys are hilarious. The industry is fine. It's the management that kills the business. Thank you, Ron, for real estate. Back to trucking. A lot of these guys are like, well, I fixed this, I fixed that. You know how much money I spent this past couple months fixing these trucks? I could have gladly paid for 3 or 4 or 5 houses. Gladly. Sometimes when you grow up poor, you keep acting poor, even when money's good. Facts. Generosity is a virtue. It really is. Whenever I dated, I always spoiled the chick. A raggedy chick is a reflection on me. Boss life. Listen, and so here's the thing again, water seeks its own level. This was part of what I was saying. If this man's dealing with a woman with multiple baby daddies and kids and she's asking for $20, that might be, it might be his level. I don't know. Whoa, Simone, hilarious. She said, men want honesty. You ask for $20 for your kids. If it were some sexy panties, he probably would have given it. Yo, wow. I think it's funny. You're investing in a coffee farm? Yes. When I went to Belize, one part of the company invested in coffee, one half was invested in cacao farms. Now they're also investing in marijuana grow houses and some other things in California and a couple other states. And so I'm on their list already as an investor. So again, it's the same pot, right? Also I'm in another group, which you guys heard me talk about before, and they invest in senior living facilities, senior apartments. They invest in farms. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to invest. And there's a book. If you guys don't, like, oh, Eric, I don't believe you or whatever, you can go grab this book called Alternative Answer by Bob Rice. And what ended up happening is I was like getting ready to do the Smartphone Millionaire, and I picked up the book and I said, oh my God, I'm already doing intermediate advanced level stuff. And so that's how I know the book is a basic beginner for some people. So Simone, I can't read it, but thank you, Simone. I have a tax client, Anthony Bolton, who is a truck driver from last year, and he owes the IRS $120,000 simply because he has never paid his taxes in the past 3 years, and he asked me, what should he do? Let me read that again. Anthony Bolton. I have a tax client who's a truck driver from the last year. He owes $120,000 from IRS because simply he hasn't paid taxes in the past 3 years, and he asked me what should I do. Anthony Bolton, the thing he should do is get into a payment plan, because eventually they come in to lock up that account. And there was a guy who called Dave Ramsey's show. He hadn't paid taxes in 16 years. And Dave Ramsey's like, why? And basically the white guy said child support, and he was moving around, and he just got scared of the IRS after so many years of not doing it. Dave Ramsey's like, you need to go call one of our tax people, hold on the line. We're going to start getting you straight, because honestly, there's so many different lawyers that can help you with tax forgiveness. Again, that dude could do a payment plan for the next 3 to 5 years, and the IRS would care less as long as he was sending some payments. I retired from that action, but I saved a few back in the day. I threw my cape off the shine. Okay, I see. Trucking like real estate has cycles. Charlotte, North Carolina, thank you. What's up? Justin, would you on here? I want a truck. C. Williams, yeah, he's selling everything. I don't know if he's already liquidated everything or not. Real estate is the same thing. Homes flood, appliances break even, had a tornado. Exactly. House buying Brian, if you go find him on IG, is one of the best examples I could give y'all. He'll go look at these houses, and these people are like, oh, yeah, I had a tenant for like 12 years, 15 years, and I just want to get rid of it. You will look at the condition of the house and realize they've never fixed a damn thing on the house. From the roof in Houston, and this is all in Houston, they ain't fixed no roofs, they ain't fixed no windows, they ain't fixed no ACs, they ain't fixed nothing. The people just been in the house content and not complaining. And so what you have is people who don't repair anything, and 20 years later, like, oh, I want to get out of real estate rentals because the tenants tear up your house. No, you lazy bum. You haven't fixed anything in that house. And I've seen it. Freaking seen it. Okay. 15,000 last month on truck repairs. I feel you, trucker Marv. Skyrocketing, going up, sky high. There's 350 people here, 352, and 164 likes, and $34 on super chats. Thank you guys. Thank you for supporting the channel. It's Saturday night, and I'm feeling all right, and I'm gonna share these good vibes with y'all. Big Willie, thank you for the $5 super chat. Paid off $14,000 in debt. Got my credit right. Just got approved for a $15,000 credit card. Thanks, Ericka. Thank you for supporting the channel. I was a company called Stevens. They had bad energy. A month later, the whole tanker division was laid off. This was this week. Yeah, Herbert Scott. Yeah. Saw it on the news. They had some company with 600 tankers or something. Right? Most of these companies, family ran, heavy debt. They prey on rookies and live off government money for CDL schools. I just drove by a place and I wanted to record it earlier and I forgot. It literally is no bigger than, I don't know how to do a good space numbers on here, but it's big enough for 4 trucks to be backed up to it. I'm going to go and take a picture. It's on Pflugerville Road, and I'm going to take a picture. And they literally have a sign, Community CDL School. Now, why is this important? One, it's literally the smallest little truck lot, right? And for them to be teaching CDL there, I'm like, what? They basically be putting you on the road, right? And parking is a big, huge thing of, parking. It's a big, huge thing in CDL having, apparently. Why is it so important? Because it's a small truck lot. And two, Pflugerville is where a lot of Hispanic and African American families have moved because it was cheaper housing, and there's still a lot of young guys out there, and I think that's why they put that there. Be a good money maker. Eddie G, I'm a driver. Enjoy your information. Thank you, Eddie G. Even Warren Buffett has other businesses. Listen, Warren Buffett owns Dairy Queen. He owns all these other little stores. Let's even go even different. Kanye West owns like 100 Burger Kings and Taco Bells. He gave Kim Kardashian, as part of their prenup and marriage agreement, he gave her like 8 Burger King franchises and like 3 Taco Bells when they first got married. And I'm pretty sure now she has access to even more. But that's just it. Like, even these people, you think, like Kanye West, they were like, Kanye West was broke. No, Kanye West was $15,000 and $50 million in the hole because he was over leveraged, and he had just moved all his money to buy all these things. And now he's what, $150 million in the gold because he bought all those franchises and just been letting the money come back to him. And again, tax deductions, all that stuff. Reserve capital for maintenance in any business, especially trucking. Yeah. $200 you can't invest with you. I'm just saying. Table of investments, great idea. My brother has a 4-year CDL experience, went owner operator 2 years in with 30K. Now he says he needed closer to 90K to do it with no stress. That part. Adrian J, people call me on a daily basis at work saying they don't have $500 to pay their deductible. 99% of the time, it's a brand new car, and you don't have $500. Again, if you read study after study, these people do not have $400 for an emergency. And that's why when I get insurance and they ask me, do I want a deductible? I'm like, no. I want y'all to pay everything, even if it costs me more to pay. Thank you, Ice Mike, for the $2 super chat. What's up, Ericka? Michael E. from the CC group, Classic Climb group. What's up? Amen to that. Yep. The hustle is real. I'm an overseas contractor. And guys make money, but don't think long term. Honey. Bruce Wayne. Honey. Let me tell you. Bruce Wayne. Sorry, I don't want to mess your name up. When people get on the phone with me and they were overseas contractor and now they didn't come back home and they down to the last 30,000, 20,000. They're like, Ericka, what can I do? I'm like, baby, you might have to go back overseas because all you can do is buy like one rental now. Now, when you had 90,000, you had 80,000, we could do some things. Now you're getting a little low. But what they realize, same thing with truckers, they realize they're trading their time for money. They have to have their butt in the seat to make the money, right? So if you're a trucker, and again, I don't mean to tell truckers what to do, but Chris Lee TV does a great job of putting up a trucker's budget and how you can eat healthy. A lot of these guys can have a Gold's Gym membership or a Planet Fitness membership. Get in there, relax. I mean, there's ways to make it work for you. If you don't got money, find a way to get your income up. Skills or offer up a service, aka solve problems. To this day, you guys are still hot with me because I said that woman that went to Grant Cardone's thing. She was a single mom with an autistic kid. That sounds horrible. Sounds like a lot of stress. We don't know the level of condition of the kid. And she came up there and asked Grant Cardone for money. Now, my first thought is, you're in a room of 3,000 people who are in your city. Any one of these people could give you a job. If I'd have got on that microphone, I said, listen, I'm a single mom. I need help. Because that's their favorite mantra. I will work at anybody's job. I got work ethic. I'm really out here to get it, work hard. And I think she would have got a better result. But because she came up there saying, Grant Cardone, can you give me some money? Everybody was booing, and he like, I ain't got nothing for you. And people like, oh, Grant, you're a horrible person. It's like, do you know how many people come up to Grant and probably ask for money? Come on now. Lots. When you're almost a billionaire, it's probably every day. Use credit to buy cash flowing assets. Yep. Real estate agents and flippers burned out to merciful fate. I mean, I'm seriously meeting people who are like, oh man, like it doesn't stop. Yeah, it don't stop unless you have rentals. There's a lot of wholesalers who you meet. Like, I met this guy was like 60 years old. He's like, oh yeah, they all know me in this neighborhood. And I'm like, okay, cool. I realized he didn't have no rentals. He just knew all these people, and he was even property managing for the hood because the people who bought the properties from him could not really deal with the tenants over there. So it wasn't a bad position he was in. He was property managing, making money, but he was still having to wholesale. And I'm like, 60 years old, I ain't got time for it. I'm just going to be a full-time property manager and move on with my life. You can make money go work for you. That's right. Are you talking about Woody from YouTube? Justin Woods? I think that's his name. Yes. Triple net income. 80K, Lord Jesus, barely goes into them. Yeah. Sibling just bought one truck and he's stressed and penny pinching like crazy. Yes, Miss Living. See, this is what I'm trying to prevent y'all from getting in there with no money, right? And everybody be talking about you can get real estate with no money. You will be so stressed out. All the people I know who literally like got these creative financing and didn't have any regular financing are stressed. So very stressed. And this is part of too why I'm like, it would be easier for you if you build an online business, you build a painting company, a service company, a construction company, and build that up. Like, there's a woman who was Nurse Buys Houses. I brought her on the channel, Amanda Woods. She had like 7 rentals. By the time when we did the show, she had 3. And she just would have those bandit signs and bought houses and repaired them and turned them into rentals. She didn't have this big desire to flip. She just had a big desire to have rentals. Because she was a nurse and she was trying to get what? Financial freedom from being a nurse. She got to 8 properties. Her boyfriend and her started talking about, you know what's a really good business in Florida? Elevators. What do you have in Florida? Elderly. What do you have? All these high rises that need what? Elevator repair. Her and her fiance, I think they're going to be married soon. And she's a single mom now, single mom nurse. White lady, really nice. Are in elevator repair. And it makes so much money. Once she left nursing once she got the eighth rental. But again, people, y'all don't want to hear me. Y'all don't want to hear me when I say all the money, you run around wanting to flip and do really heavy active businesses. You're just trading one job for another. I think y'all think I'm joking too when I'm going to take my 3-minute break. But it's coming, baby, and I'm so excited. Vignettes, that's what it is. T. Washington, Ericka, would you suggest borrowing money, not a crazy amount, to invest in dividend-paying stocks? I mean, secure companies. No. I would, in my opinion, again, investing in stocks long-term is something you should do with money that you have earned. You're taking earned money and making it into passive. Now, if you were to come to me and say, Ericka, I borrowed $100,000, what can I do? I would put it in something active. Now, what is active? An active business and active, real estate property, something, because you're having to pay that debt back off. So I would not put it in stocks. I don't think that's active enough for repaying amount of money. Prince Diamond, $3 super chat. Now, on the flip side, if you have a lot of money in your stock account, you can actually get a loan off that. But that's a whole nother conversation. Curtis Davis, people should read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I identify as an employee or a big business owner. Yeah. No worries. People should read books pretty much. Yeah. The black tags. Oh, we can talk about that. Smokehouse, $9.99 super chat. Just subscribe. Keep the videos coming as a company of an over-the-road driver. This is definitely helping me decide once I get my 2 years experience. Listen, I promise. Let me tell you something. Smokehouse, I know when you're first starting out, they don't pay you a ton, but you should be using Acorns app or some app to kind of round off at least $100 a week to go to something. Some type of investment. And I don't even make it smaller. $50 a week. $50 a week needs to go to something positive. And I know people say, well, Ericka, you're making... I worked 2 jobs at the time. You got to have some money going to stack off. It don't make any sense if you don't have money going to stack off. So... when you get fed up of loaning money, you will say no. That's right. No. Her mom and brother doesn't drive her. Just her brother. He got out of prison. The cost of getting a CDL is like $3,000 depending on where you live. Some places it's cheaper. Now that's how guys get in those contracts with those trucking companies, because they don't have the money to pay $3,000 or don't have a credit card. And so then that's how they get locked in. But again, those companies will really charge you $6,000 because they're fitting the bill, and really they just want to make sure you work for them a long time. Lost at 90,000 job a few days ago, and my main concern is the extra time with my mind. Gotcha. There you go, Smokestacks and Ron connecting in the chats. We come from families that didn't save. We taught to spend every dime we had. Oh, James, I'm sorry to hear that. That's a guaranteed package deal. If a person that stingy don't deal with single moms, that's right. That $20 was his weed money. There you go, Big Willie. This is probably not related to the topic of how. Ellie, I'm not gonna go on that, but there are several things that are gonna affect the trucking industry, and that's the thing. You got to respect your parents first. Well, even in the order of things, it's still God, yourself, your spouse, your kids, and then your parents. Just being honest. Stupid light stop. Yeah, I'm taking a month off to help my parent near their 70s. Woo, I feel you on that. Keep up the good work. Enjoy your comment. More than the man obey. Stop. Exactly. How do I get in trucking if I don't have a truck? I have a CDL already. What do you mean? You want to own a truck or you want to get into trucking? Buy a truck. Y'all are funny. T. Washington already answered that. Wow. Angie Butter, my ex was in the hospital and called me to say no one would visit him and wanted me to come. Yeah, that's the very thing. I agree. The Whisper app, true problem. Damn, they have to go outside. They need Eventbrite. I'm telling you, listen, again, even when I don't want to, I schedule a certain amount of events like massage and nails and feet, and like go to certain events and go. And I had a Bible study group, and I realized when I would take them all away, I was like, oh man, the days seem pretty boring, right? Like you have to have a balance. People are really out here not getting a balance. Family, friends, and some folks' lives aren't that close anymore. Yep, we'll have more men and women later in life that will have no kids and not married. My ex-wife didn't have our first child till she was 35 years old, got a JD master's, 2 undergrad degrees. I told her you were a career student when I met her. She really was. And she got you. No. Listen, I see this all the time. I've had divorced women basically say, without saying it, that they lowered their standards a bunch to get their second husband after they got divorced because they realized, ooh, ain't that easy out here. And I've seen it. Water seeks its own level. Thank you, Prince Diamond. People thought trucking was going to be stress free. I mean, this is basically what I see. They see these checks, but they don't see the other side of it, where you're dealing with people. A person driving the truck is a person. They're going to have times where they need off. They're going to have issues happen to them. There was a situation with my dad. No one visited him in the hospital to fix his broken wrist. My uncle and mom couldn't visit. Not his fake friends. Not his son and I. Just his sister. Wow. Wow, you're really talking fast. I may be. It's one of those nights. Alternative Answer by Bob Rice. It's a red book. It cemented me on making me realize I was on the right track. I'm telling you, Douglas, listen, if you think she's beautiful, you find her valuable, men aren't asking those same questions. That's how I know. And listen, you guys, I also have 20 boy cousins and an older brother and several uncles. And so, like, the conversations I've had as a woman in a family where there's only like 5 girls, listening how literally one cousin was like, oh yeah, I messaged them all in the morning, I don't, whatever. And like, no hesitation. Like, again, I've been very, like, I've been in my life fortunate enough to have decent, very nice guys who picked up the phone, called, done stuff. But I remember somebody was texting me and I would not respond. I was like, you have my phone. You can just call. Well, I've texted you like 2, 3 times. Well, I was in somewhere. Why don't you just call? Like, you know what I mean? People really lack skills to, do some serious stuff. You must be on a caffeine rush. You're talking really fast. My bad. Alternative Answer Book by Bob Rice. Thank you, Linda Harris, for the $5 super chat. Alternative Answer, Bob Rice. BOBRICE. Deferred maintenance is worse in real estate. Correct. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Eric, I told the truck driver client but he was upset at the fact he had to pay his taxes and thought it wasn't fair. I told him start making payments or they're going to take your truck. Facts. Thank you, Dre. A little bit of hair pop. Thank you for so much for the discount program. Enjoy. If you can back into a small top light, you can back in everywhere. There you go. Warren Buffett owes Geico Insurance, Nebraska Furniture, Dairy Queen. You guys can go Google it. He respects a lot. I respected his honesty, but karma still served her purpose for him to learn his lesson on his mid 40s. I won't comment on that. Next. Them brothers should have invested while they were overseas. Same for truck drivers. Listen, I had a friend make $90,000 while I was overseas. And he bought one of those little, what do you call them, Mini Coopers? When they first came out. And you would think, you made $90,000 2 years in a row. Your bill should be paid. And he just traveled and enjoyed himself. And when he came back, he was hiding his Mini Cooper in his sister's garage because he hadn't paid it off, and it was the repo man was coming for it. And everybody asked him the same thing. Why didn't you pay it off with the money you bought overseas? This is like a $25,000 car, and you're hiding it in the garage. And it's just you. You're a single person. He didn't even have an apartment. He literally just had his stuff sitting in storage and was overseas in Kuwait at the time, making $90,000 a year. This one, when it was like a little hot and heavy, and so they were paying male people a lot more because it was so much, going on. I did a home buyer seminar today. I told them they need to manage their finances like a business. Yep, Jabrass is true. Yeah, the way they make it sound like it's a trucking apocalypse or something. Exactly, Edward. It's so ridiculous. And if you actually peel I put a screenshot of where that one article is like trucking's in a trucking apocalypse, and then the same actual like New York Times was like, whoops, we're bad. Really, it's not that bad. And then even when they show you the companies that went under, they were like companies with 20 trucks. Sorry, it's gonna blind the crap out of me. Stop it. There were companies with like 20 trucks, 30 trucks. They didn't have lines of credit, their bank called their line of credit. Again, that's why I'm big on you should have multiple banks who are working with you. So you can get funding when you need it, not when they want to do it. No money down died in 2010s. That's a forbidden term if you value low blood pressure. Have skin in the game. I've had people in trucking have no money down and then call me and said, Eric, I'm pissed about the terms. I said, what's the terms? Well, there was no money down, but the interest rate was like 9%. Duh, because there's no money down. They're not. You walking out with a $50,000 to $68,000 truck. No money down. Yeah, they're gonna put some interest on that. The NACA program is so slow though, Edward. I feel like you could go get a part-time job, stack your money, and have enough for FHA by the time the NACA program actually finishes with your stuff. But again, it's the context. Again, when I look in Austin and all these black people rushed to Pflugerville at the last minute, when Pflugerville had houses for $135,000, you could have bought it. Now the houses is $250,000, $280,000, and you mad? There's a lot of $215,000. But again, it's like when it was low, and I only been in Austin 6 years. When it was low, y'all were like, "Oh, I ain't trying to move all the way out there." And now you out here, when you could have came when it was zero money down, USDA. Peter Harris is that guy that's going to game folks up on commercial real estate. Check that out. Peter Harris is the black guy with glasses. It's actually super nice, but his coaching is expensive. Elevator repairs, good money. Monthly contracts, upgrades. Oh, for sure. I want to work smart, not hard. Yeah. One thing at a time, though. Boom, boom, boom. Warren Buffett always says have more than one revenue source. Oh, Edward, what did I say? So build capital first. How much should I have stacked before I buy a rental or a truck? Trav, it just depends on the rental. Here's my thing. I have like literally the money from the rentals just sitting in a separate savings account. For one, I got to pay out the investors, but two, it's just sitting over there because it shouldn't be spent money. Like, I mean, if you buy a rental and the $500 check come back to you, or the money after you spend for your mortgage comes back to you, and you got to spend that money, like it cannot be saved, that's a bad position to be in, baby. That's dangerous because you can't even be in good stewardship. What if the AC go out? What if the roof have a leak? What if, you know what I mean? What if you have a $500 deductible, like she said? These people are literally buying more real estate, pay the mortgage, and then turn around and get their check back. Now, the only people I've been noticing to do that a lot is freaking military guys. I'll talk to them, they're like, yeah, I had a house, this old duty station, and they better pay the rent on time. And I'd be thinking, you have no other savings. That's not going to last long. You got to get some savings. This water is delicious. But again, I apologize if I'm talking fast. I was outside all day. If you guys have been seeing my Instagram, I was at Pflugerville Chili Festival. It was hot, 92 degrees. Went to a music concert. It was hot out there. Music wasn't that great. So I'm a little dehydrated. S&P is up nearly 275% over the last 3 years. Yeah, but there's some stuff there too. Edward Jones, cash business, service business, things will turn around. James Bond, would you recommend building your personal and business credit to invest in bowling ads for e-com? You mean rolling ads? Is that what I mean? For your e-com business? Yes. Now, I will say this, and people in here even have commented. I'm in like 7 groups about credit just because I wanted to double check what I was saying. And I paid good money to be in them. Like some of them I paid $7,000, some I paid $5,000, some I paid $2,000, some I paid $1,000. And at the end of the day, these guys have all kind of ads. But you get in those groups, the first thing they say is, look, you got to get your personal credit up to 720. And what we're going to do is we're going to go and credit Apparama, right? While your score is high, we're going to go, if you got a brand new business, brand new LLC, Chase Bank, Amex Bank, I've been telling y'all, Chase Bank and Amex, they have been capping everybody at $2,000. And people are like, oh, that's not true, Ericka. I got this, I got that. Listen to me. I'm in several of these groups. I just did a bunch of apps myself, and my limits were high. And people are like, how did you get such high limits? I'm like, dude, I run more than 3 businesses that have high freaking numbers. I got Shopify stores over here I don't even really touch. I've got other investments. I got some this, that. Like when I fill out my asset sheet, it's big. You are literally a 22-year-old guy in a group with 3 credit cards that gave you $20K each. We're not the same. So of course Amex gave you a $2,000 card. Of course this other company gave you a very low limit. We're not the same. Our documentation is different. And I would encourage every single one of you to clean your personal credit up, because this is what people think. And it was a big thing for 2 years. Everybody was talking about business credit. And guess what they got? Nowhere. They couldn't get unsecured. They got plenty of vendor credit. They're out here paying money to vendor credit. Didn't have no business lines of credit. Didn't have any unsecured cards. And then they realized, crap, I got to clean my personal up. So do them both. But the serious thing is, when you go in the bank and you a brand new business, you ask for a business line of credit, they're going to give you that 5 to 10 gimme. But again, grab my funding course. If you really want to be serious about it, go grab the funding course. I've double checked almost all those links in there. I've added new stuff. Every time you see me do these travel around the United States tours, those people will literally get the funding course and they still go buy it, because it's so much information for me to dump on their head for a day. You can't even do everything. Boss Life, Ericka, you inspired me to start my own business. Now I can invest in special needs homes. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Dave Ramsey's right. You can be done. You would be surprised how much loose money you have, for real. For real. Because people don't walk around with cash and dump their loose change in a jar. I looked in this car today and I went to go get it vacuumed out before I went out because I didn't want that person talking back about me. And the car had so much change. I was like, what the crap is all this change? I had to just go find a jar to throw it in at my house. How did you stay organized at the beginning with different streams? So if you guys, I make this very clear, and I apologize because I need to do a better job of showing y'all that I literally do a 90-day only focus. And that's why I'm putting this planner out. The planner should be out like November 1st. But the reason I'm doing this planner is because what I do is I hyper focus for 90 freaking days on that. That's all that's in my face. When people are like, how'd you get all those trucks? I was like, I was hyper focused. I sold the painting company. I sold the credit repair company. I just hyper focused on trucks, making them run, having go hourly drivers. Okay, I would go to the bank and go, what's the business lines of credit look like? Well, Miss Williams, if you come back here in 6 months, we'll give you up to $1 million because you're running it. You're good. I'd have other companies. I'd come in, hey, I got this Shopify store. I'm not really taking any money out the account. How much can I get on this? Ma'am, you can get this in a couple months. I track it because I hyper focus on one thing at a time. What will I take to get this done, right? So if you tell me, Ericka, I want a rental, you can get a rental in 60 days. Now, what do I mean? You can go get pre-approved tomorrow by a mortgage broker, know how much you can afford, and then what? You got to go find something in that price range and go pay it with what? Your down payment. 90% of the time, people already have the money they need. They just don't know they have it, right? So people will say, well, Ericka, I had to have all this money for this down payment. 9 times that they already have it. Or they call me and say, well, I remember this guy called me and said he had $60,000 in personal credit cards, but he needed $40,000 to start his business. I said, well, you already got it. You got $60K in credit cards. Well, those are my personal credit cards. I want business credit cards. So basically, you want somebody to write you a blank check for a company that you won't even pre-start or pre-sell so you can burn through the money. Use your own money. There's a lot of things I can say with this, but I'm going to be careful. But I hyper-focused on the first stream. Now, when I was delivering pizzas and working as apartment management in the daytime, I had Acorns and all that stuff on automatic. You can even make Lending Club automatic. I know some of you missed the boat on Lending Club, and I'm sorry, but Lending Club has a thing where you can actually make it automatic investing. It'll automatically draw $100 or $200 out of your account every week if you want it to. And even put it with notes that are in the A to B to C range. Whatever you put the actual, it's on the left-hand side. I wish I could do an update video. On the left-hand side, it'll tell you which ones you want to kind of like, hey, I only want you guys to put my money in B notes. You can do it. But a lot of this stuff, you should be on automatic. That's why I recommend Acorns. It's automatic. You're swiping your card. It's automatic. Thank you, Mr. Curtis B, for the $9.99 super chat. That's what you did when you were in Dubai. Congratulations. States are footing the bill for CDL training through workforce development programs. Yeah, Green Machine. Yep. That's a lot of questions, James Bond. Should you lease or buy a truck? Should you drive? It depends on what you're trying to do, James Bond. That's a lot. Yeah, food truck market is huge in Raleigh. It really is. Edward's right. So what I've noticed is you really, like, when Facebook came here 4 years ago and basically said you had to pay for ads, people were like, yeah, right. But they really slowed down who saw your stuff. Even on Instagram now, I've started paying for Instagram ads. And so now I'm slowed down really hard. Like, I'm even surprised right now 350 people are even on here right now. Because out of, 30-some thousand people, 1% of y'all see my notifications? Come on. You know what that is. You know what that's about. And I've actually sat with some other YouTubers, and they literally spend $3,000 to $10,000 a month getting that traffic, because you can either play YouTube's game or you can play your own game. And I can tell you right now, the difference in this person, if you get, man, I'm trying to be careful. There was a black guy got up and he was at the Revolt Festival, or what was it, some festival, and he said he had 2 million followers and was broke. And again, I tell you, it's the strategy of how you're using it. Are you serving people? Are you giving a product service? Are people on your email list? What if his 2 million followers disappeared the next day and he didn't have an email list? There's so many things I could teach on this that I'm just trying to think of a good way to teach it so that it isn't overwhelming. God, that's so bright when I do it that way. Hold on. It's too bright. Too bright. That's too dark now. Of course, it won't give me a middle ground. Hold on. How about that? Yeah, that's good enough. Good game tonight. No problem. It doesn't matter if Ericka is talking fast. She's giving you stuff. Listen, you guys. Again, I think I'm dehydrated. I'm not going to lie to you. I've been drinking this water, but I've literally drank 4 of these today, and I still feel like I've been outside too long. Also, there's a thing on your computer. You actually can slow down the talking. Slow down the watch time. So, well, we've been on here an hour and 25 minutes. Woo! Yeah, it's time to go. I got to go. So let me finish this out. I love this channel. Breath fresh air. Thank you. Noodle arm. Chill out. Chill out. You're in a timeout. Dante, he was a little bit. Now you wouldn't know when you met him because he used to be in the Army, but when you were like, "Why'd you buy a Mini Cooper?" It was starting to show. You know, he liked a lot of different things. Truck owning is really passive / active. When the truck is running, it's fine, it's passive, but when as you come up, you better get real active. There you go, Jamar. Facts. I know. I think he saw Italian Job, yeah. I was overseas for 5 years and built my real estate portfolio. I had coworkers in my company wondering why I was buying multiple properties a month. Yeah, you got to. When I was in Dallas, I saw 1,000 trucks on the highway. Listen, Ron, for real estate, come to Austin one day and I'll drive you to San Antonio. And you want to see a freaking trucking hub? I mean, that's why when I see trucks going down the road, one time I was out at 2 o'clock in the morning driving back somewhere, and it wasn't no hookup, no craziness. I was leaving from Houston back to Austin. It was late, and there was a traffic accident, and it was nothing but trucks in my little car and just a sea of trucks. And I was like, this is how much money's on the road right now. Money. Yep, on 10 freeway. Hey, Ericka, gorgeous as always. I'm on my swing shift, OT, setting goals and pushing to accomplish them. Congratulations, D. Nixon. I came up with a new business idea and I wonder how I should set it up. I have little to no money to work for, but I have a lot of lines of credit available to me. I was shaking when I thought of it. It might work. I just got here and heard USDA. Can you repeat if it's not too much? Sorry. Yeah, this is definitely when you have to rewind back. But USDA loans are in areas where there's less than 50,000 people. And I was saying how Pflugerville 5 years ago was like, people were like, oh, that's so far out. And I'm like, you can get in a house for no money down. And now all these people are last minute running to Pflugerville, running to Round Rock, and then complaining when they get here because they're like, it's so expensive now. 5 years ago, you could get a house for $180,000. Yeah, that was 5 years ago. I told y'all about a house I went to go see, and it was a rental property. And I would have had to change the carpet downstairs because they had a dog. And then I would have had to paint inside because it was a little bit, it would need some Kills paint. And it was $135,000. And I debated for 3 days with my friend. I was like, man, I'm just not going to do it. That same house sold for $285,000 3 years later. So I just was like, damn. And I could have house hacked, but I didn't. Ericka, have you invested in real estate near Killeen, Texas, Fort Hood area? I know you're in Austin, Texas. I can't lie. There's a deal in process, but there are people who I could work with in Killeen. Some of the deals just ain't that great. But again, the industry really isn't there. I hate to say it, but the people going to Killeen are people who are like, oh, it costs so much to live in Austin. I'm going to live in Killeen. So you can live in a $70,000 house? Why don't you just make more money? You live in Austin, Texas. You've been living here your whole life. Why don't you just go make more money? Like, it's the conversation of the chicken and the egg. You know, you keep chasing $400 rent when you could just improve your skills. Right? So, Just got 28,000 with 6-month LLC and 750 credit score. Congratulations. Personal credit is where it starts. Grab the funding course, folks. Thank you. Work it out on paper first. Make 90 to 180 day plan for income. Yep. How do you get the funding course? If anybody here, put the links in here. Where's the next meetup? Dude, I'm a little bit exhausted. We're supposed to do Oakland and LA, but I'm a little bit tired. Yep. Hyper focus. Use Dave Ramsey course to be debt free. Dang, Donald Edwards, what's up? Okay, she was weird. I know if I had to get this pew pew pew. Okay. I gotta finish. What time is it? Oh, yep, it's time to go. Yep, buy the bundle. It's $450 right now. Chase and TD are trying to break into the DC area and being generous with LO lines of credit for established businesses. Only have to show 1 year business and personal returns. All right, Malik Vanderpool. Same thing for those who are in the Facebook group. There is a Michigan company who gave 50K business lines of credit. I will share that soon. Thank you, Andre Hatchett. Yep, great stuff. Skynet. Yeah, I think I need some Gatorade or something. Lending Club changed for checks. They will only allow alternative platform to buy notes. Yeah. I'll be there again next month for a thing in San Antonio. Well, hit me up, Ron Real Estate. Let me know if you're in San Antonio. I'm here. I'll meet you down there. Terry comes down all the time too, so. Sabbatical starts 2020. Sabbatical might start early. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate all you guys coming in here, leaving great comments. Very respectful today. Thank you. I appreciate it. Your girl gotta go. Yep, I gotta go. So, all right, be good.